And welcome back. Our first conversation this morning, Sab, is with our friends from the Belize Tourism Board. We are joined by the Marketing and Communications Associate, Felicia Pelayo. Good morning.
Good morning.
In the middle, we have Destiny Wagner. She is no stranger to open her eyes. She is BTB's Sustainable Tourism Ambassador. And to her right is Sitna Belize, the Community Relations Coordinator at the BTB. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, ladies.
We're here to talk about civic pride. And it's one of those conversations where I don't know how much of us take civic pride seriously in terms of the way we carry ourselves in our country and the things that mean most to us, right? And normally when we think civic pride, we think about not littering and, you know, standing at attention when the anthem is being played and so on and so forth. Let's begin there. From BTB's end, what is it promoting in terms of the idea of civic pride?
So, as you rightly said, for us, the Civic Pride campaign was launched earlier this year. We've had several activities under that, from being in schools, promoting it. Destiny has been one of our ambassadors promoting Civic Pride to where we are now, where we actually have a very fun competition open for World Tourism Day. And that ties into our Civic Pride campaign because one of the messaging of the campaign is having pride in our country, having respect for one another, and appreciating our local talent. So this art competition, it's a competition open to Belizean artists, to persons that enjoy painting either water, acrylic, oil, and it's based on the theme for this tourism day, which is green investments, tourism and green investments. So the idea is that we want artists to interpret that theme and showcase our different cultures, our natural beauty, all that Belize has to offer. And we chose to do an art competition rather than an essay or poetry competition because we know that we have a lot of talented artists in this country and there are not a lot of opportunities for them to showcase their skills. So the art competition is one way to engage them. It's open to artists 16 years and older, and they have until September 14th to submit a digital copy of the artwork. So there's a lot more to it.
What are the prizes involved? Because I'm thinking that if you're asking me to draw or paint something, there has to be an incentive that comes along with that.
Of course, we want artists to feel that they're being rewarded for the time, the dedication they're going to be putting into making their artwork. So there is a grand prize for the winning artwork, and that is $5,000. So the winning artwork will also be property of the BTB, and we're going to be proudly displaying that artwork at our main office here in Belize City. But it doesn't stop there, because if you're one of the lucky shortlisted applicants, then you get to be featured, your artwork, in an exhibit here in Belize City. So that's going to be open for a month for the public, for schools to come out and see.
Just in time for the September celebrations where you see civic pride displayed the most, yeah? I want to bring Destiny in the conversation. You are the Belize Tourism Board's Sustainable Tourism Ambassador, but you have also represented Belize as an ambassador before that. Talk to me about what civic pride is for you.
Thank you. I always say that civic pride looks different on everyone. To me, civic pride is representing Belize everywhere I go, specifically on international stages. I'm really excited about this competition because it highlights a different side of civic pride. For years, we've associated civic pride with maybe blue economy and keeping up with our marine ecosystem and the green economy, which is being sustainable. But now we are tapping into the orange economy. And for those who don't know, the orange economy is the arts, the auto visuals, architecture. So it's really for the creatives to be able to showcase their talent, but also their civic pride. So to me, it's represented abroad. And for artists, their civic pride could be in their painting, which I think is really unique. So don't compare yourself to someone else. You can always represent Belize and be an ambassador in any capacity.
Yeah.
What does this mean at the community level?
Well, at the community level, like, this was one of the first campaigns that I had the opportunity of drafting for BTB, and like when I was speaking with my colleague here, we really wanted something that was unique, something that was different. Yes, we see few art competitions here or there, but especially considering that youth Tourism Day is celebrated in September, right around where you have all the September celebrations. We didn't want like a song competition, a poetry competition, something that is very like popular right now, right? So when I thought about this, or when we sat down and we really tried brainstorming, what can we do to engage our community members or civilians, and we said, you know what is something that we can tap into? There's art. And that's when we drafted this art competition. And one of the ways to really get the community's involvement and engagement is by having an exhibition. Maybe you're not that first place winner, but we can give these artists the opportunity of showcasing their talent and being known and getting the media coverage and the expertise and just the publicizing them out there, right? So it's just giving or young artists or more experienced artists the ability to put themselves out on the map and get known. And so that was one of the aspects that we really tuned into when we thought about it from a community engagement standpoint.
What I really love about it is, just as you mentioned, Sitna, during the September celebrations, we see indeed the orange economy come alive, where music is displayed, poetry, the arts. But a lot of times we're not able to completely tap into all of the arts. So I love that you guys are able to bring about visual art in this competition. So when we're talking about a painting, what size are we looking at? Because I could produce something kind of small, or does it have to be a really big piece?
So for the exhibition purposes, we do have a maximum size because we're working with, it's open to different mediums. We're just limiting the size to 24 by 36 inches. And we want to accommodate as many persons that are shortlisted in the exhibit. So that's the only limitation that we have on size right now. If you paint in oil, in acrylic, mixed media, we ask that it's done on canvas. If it's watercolor, then of course on watercolor paper. So we want to showcase through this exhibit a variety of skill range, a variety of creativity, and just show the most that we can for the participating artists.
Perhaps for clarity's sake, and maybe it's lost on me here, what is the message that we're trying to depict? Because civic pride could mean anything for anyone in the context of nationalism, right? What are we trying to do here? Are we sending a particular message? Is it that the creative can come up with something that is unique to him or her as their expression of civic pride?
So the theme for the competition, tourism and green investments, that's the particular messaging that we're asking artists.
That's the theme.
Yes, that's the theme for World Tourism Day. And that's the messaging that we're asking artists to interpret. And that, when you really look into it, green investments, the way it's being promoted in tourism is that we're investing in our people, we're promoting, we're safeguarding our different cultures, we're encouraging an appreciation of our culture and our people. That is very much those cultural experiences, people experiences. It's very much something that we find visitors nowadays, they're coming to Belize for. We're also talking about investing in our planet, taking care of our environment, and that ties in well to what we've been promoting with Civic Pride, not littering, having respect when we go to our different national parks, taking care of our environment and leaving only with memories, not leaving trash all over the place. So it ties in with sustainability as well, because we encourage travelers when they come to Belize to engage in tourism in a sustainable way. For example, using reef-safe products when you go and you enjoy our waters, using eco-friendly items when you come here. And some of our hotels also have eco-friendly initiatives that they've started on their own. Tourism and green investments also mean investing in prosperity. And tourism is such a big part of our economy that there's really a trickle-down effect, whether you're directly involved in tourism or indirectly involved. So it all comes together at the end of the day.
All right. Well, Sitna, I know that you were actively involved in this initiative from the Belize Tourism Board. So I'll throw it over to you to see if you have any additional information that needs to be shared with the public.
I guess when it comes down to, a lot of people might have questions with the interpretation of the team. And like my colleague Felicia had said, she did a very good breakdown of what the team really means and what we're looking for when it comes to what is being depicted in the artwork. So I would just encourage all of our artists out there, if you guys have any additional questions, if you would see on the guidelines, my email is there. Feel free to reach out to me just so that you can be clear and just so that that gives you the best opportunity of having your artwork being selected and also being showcased in the exhibition.
And the full guidelines are available on our Facebook page and on the Belize Tourism Board website. They could also reach out to us if they have questions at pr@belizetourismboard.org.
All right. I just want to rehash the age limit, the date where it concludes, where the competition concludes, and what they are winning, just so they know again.
I think what's good to point out to Phil, the competition concludes, you have until September 14th to submit your artwork. That gives, yes, the digital copy, and that gives our judges time to review, and whoever is shortlisted, we will reach out to you personally, and that gives you, I believe, a couple days to get your artwork to our BTB offices. What date was it? Let me just, I think it's the 23rd of September.
Okay.
And you have at least 1 week to get your artwork at our BTB offices so that we can start the curation process, because by the 27th of September, this exhibition will be had, you know. So to our shortlisted participants, when we contact you, it's for you to get your artworks from wherever in the country that you are to the BTB offices in Belize City. And of course, we give you a couple days to get that done.
How many persons are you planning to shortlist, or you'll decide when you see the works?
We're hoping to get participants, so I guess it depends on the amount of participants that we have.
Okay.
And also our shortlisted participants will be based on the if they're meeting the criteria. So if we're getting an extreme surplus, of course we'll have to figure out how we can showcase all in this space that we have selected. I don't know, Phil, if maybe by now we can mention our location. We're planning to use the niche. They have like an art exhibition space there. So hopefully all your artwork can fit in that rotunda. And of course, like I said, based on the criteria, when the judges review, if your artwork meets those, then you're definitely going to be one of those participants who are shortlisted onto the next round.
All right.
Some of the things that we're looking at when it comes to the criteria, we're of course looking at the skill, we're looking at the creativity, the relevance of what's being depicted to the theme. We're looking at the composition, the visual harmony, and the artwork is actually going to be judged by people that have experience in the art scene. So it's not going to be judged by the BTB.
Yeah, I was wondering.
We appreciate the art, but Sita and I, we're not artists ourselves. So it's going to be judged by them. And one of the things also with being featured in the exhibit is that we're going to be doing sort of an e-catalog or a booklet where we share information about the artists, about their artwork and the messaging that they're bringing through their artwork.
And they further get exposure that way.
And that's the thing, because I know in the criteria, in the guidelines, they may have seen the part that says send us a copy of, like maybe a photo. Send us a short biography about yourself, a description of your artwork, and that digital copy. So what we're planning to do in that little week that we have when you guys submit and you're shortlisted, we're planning to put a catalog of the artist, a little biography about themselves, maybe what inspired them to start getting into art, as well as a picture of your art, that same digital copy that you sent us, along with a description. So you're also, when we have the exhibition, people are then able to meet the artists physically, and also they're able to see them on like a copy, and that's also something that you can take away as a little momentous, you know.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for the information. I'll ask if you have any last words, maybe Destiny, you'd like to use this opportunity to invite persons to participate.
Definitely. So again, in order to be eligible, you have to currently be a resident in Belize, as well as be above the age of 16 and older. So this is a great opportunity. I know that a lot of us sometimes feel discouraged if we've entered competitions before and have not, won or have placed in anything, but you have to continue trying, and this is a great opportunity to expose yourself and your artwork, and most importantly, showcase your civic pride.
Wonderful. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing those beautiful art pieces that display civic pride.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, the conversation shifts to One Love Health and Wellness Expo. Don't go away.